not hardly pain. Pain. That was my first experience, and I just tried how it goes, and I failed so many times. But it was fun.
That's the important thing. So, have you had a chance to look at the article?
Yes, I went through both of them.
Okay. And have you got another version you want me to look at?
I'm working on it because there are so many things to address.
Yes, I know.
And I'm still working on it. I have few questions while going through them.
Okay.
May I ask you?
Sure.
Uh, First of all, there I need to write the transcript of the video clip. So to write that, uh, I have seen that the transcript is not as it is, like what is spoken in the video is not written in the paper. Rather, it is in different form. That means how should I write the transcript? Like
Did you look at Michelle, the paper that Michelle and I wrote? Did you look at that in eJolts?
yes, I saw your paper, and there in the conversation you did not write the conversation as it is. Rather, it is written in different form.
Well, there are two ways of doing it. One is to write about what was said, and the other is to write exactly what is said.
Okay, okay.
So if you notice in there are both of those ways. My recommendation is for you to transcribe it exactly as it's said. So
Okay.
you would put down your name and then what you said, and then my name and what I said, with the date and time on it.
That is which is recorded in the which is in the YouTube, right? The date of the YouTube.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So I write my name, your, and I need to describe the context also, where, when, and where it is discussed, right?
That's right. Now it's a very slow process, I don't know any fast way to do it. You just play it, you write what you hear, then you check what you've written, and then you move on. And it takes time, but these are not long clips. So,
Yeah.
and then there were some clips that were not live, right?
Yeah, I noticed that because I copied as in the same manner, but some of them are in the correct manner, but few are not. They are not like they are not displaying the videos there. So I will look into and
I suggest you go into YouTube and check that they're on public and not private.
yeah, I did that. I recheck that before I send you the paper. But again, I will see again and find what was the problem.
Okay, great.
And next thing, you have suggested me to shorten the action reflection portion.
Well, it's just that it's a bit long now, and some of it is a bit repetitive.
Okay.
So I would suggest that you condense it so you're not repeating the same points.
So that means actions, more than actions, my reflections are important. That means?
But sometimes you're making the same point, right?
Okay.
Yes. So you could say there were two or three cycles? 3 cycles. And in the first one, I found this. In the second one, I found this. And the third one, I found this. And I think that will shorten that section up quite a bit. Okay?
Okay.
It's almost 10,000 words, and that's really too long for an article.
And still, I need to add some references also there, some quotes, so that it will be like again I need to add some transcripts so that the words will be extended.
That's
So I,
right. So we need to
yes,
watch places to cut. So
yes,
you need some references. I mentioned that one of Sigrid's and
yes,
of Michelle and I in that same issue of E-Jolts. There's also an excellent article by Jack Whitehead that I think you could find some references to support your paper.
okay,
One of the areas that needs some literature is in collaboration. And
yes,
my memory tells me that Peter Taylor
mm,
has written some stuff on collaboration. Do you know Peter Taylor?
yes, I know.
Yeah, so I think um, look up some of his writing. I think you'll find some references in his work on collaboration.
Okay, sure, I'll do that.
And on the topic of love, I
Yes,
think I mentioned to you about Liz Campbell's PhD. Did I give you that before?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
She's got a lot of references in there that you could use on the topic of love.
okay. Mm, yes. Uh, Next, I'm a little bit confused. Is there in my reflection section? I mentioned uh, mm, influence on myself, influence on my colleagues and teachers, and influence on this on school setting. So uh, that there I included my reflection portion, and in based on that based on the reflection I was led to another cycle, and there I began with what is my concern and why was it my concern. So in that pattern, the pattern is there, but my point was there kind of planning for the next cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Just I gave the topic to go through the format. Either I say concern and why I was concerned, or I may entitle with planning or my preparation for the next phase. So um, I think I need to shorten it, make it short, so that that will be next, like as you have mentioned, like that could be my next planning for the next step.
Right.
That's
I think anywhere when you're going through where you see some opportunities to shorten it a bit will help a lot with
mm,
um, I mean, we can go through it when we get a final document and say, okay, we've got the important ideas in here now. We've got the support for our claims to know, and we've got some good references. Now, where and there can we do a little tightening up so it's not quite so long? But that's not the biggest issue right now. I think we need to get a kind of a final draft and then say, okay, where can we reduce the number of words?
yes, and it is similar to the structure as well. To understand the structure, I went through those questions as my guiding question, and in between, like when I work through it, maybe I may not be addressing all, or I may have the different structure later on. But
Yeah,
I'm just trying to be within that framework so that I won't miss any important part.
idea.
So I I may just remove some of the subtitles there to so that I can make it a kind of flow from first to the last, and I'll try to make it short rather than giving importance to the actions rather than actions to reflections, to my reflections. So
Well, I
I'll
think you can get all of that content in there with shortening maybe some of the headings and,
Yeah.
about it as a cycle within maybe one or two paragraphs.
Mm. Next thing is about the pursuit action research and living theory methodology together. Uh, right now,
This is an important question,
yeah,
isn't it?
yes, it is important. Like uh, in one, like in the conference, I articulated that. I had used the question, how can we improve what we have been doing in the conference, and I did not articulate why I use that. So that is the only evidence I have, and that question appeared not in the beginning, rather in the beginning of the second cycle. So from there, my living theory methodology has integrated with pursuit action research methodology there. Um, that is one evidence I have, but rather than this, I don't have other. I may find in other references. Or what do you suggest me to? Shall I elaborate the same
I
or?
think it's got to be from your experience.
Okay.
It's got to be from your experience. And I think what you just said is very good. I mean, you remember that living theory integrates, is your word, but I say draw insights from many other research methods and methodologies. So it's very inclusive. And
Yeah.
what you end up having is what Dads and Hart call methodological inventiveness. Methodological inventiveness. I really like that. And that, which means then you are creating your own theory and your own methodology as you go along. So you're not tied to exactly how other people do it. You're making it work for you,
Mhm.
right?
At the same, yes, in the beginning, like as it is pursuit action research, I started with as issue as or a problem. Like there was the problem, and it was a more problem based approach. Like I began my research with a problem, but later on, after the first cycle, what we realize is we have the strength of collaboration, and more than problem arising another issue and a problem, we I continue with the appreciative way of working rather than the going through the problem. And I had I had worked on it appreciative, worked in more appreciative inquiry in the second cycle, and there in between this question is there, and it continue till the last. But in the, what happened, can you see me?
Yeah, yeah, I can see you. Can you not see me?
Yes, one virus is there in front of the okay, it's okay if you can see me. So I'll be explaining where this question has come as I have explained to you in that portion, and let's see how it goes further.
Perfect. Perfect. You're
But
doing
this
really well, you know. This is going to be a lovely
I
article.
mean, I mean to say, like, I started with problem based approach. Later on in the second cycle, I realized this is I need to go further with appreciative way of working, not to locate or to explore more problems. And then third cycle again, a problem arises there, and again dealt with the issue and again move further. But this question, like how can we improve our collaboration and how can we improve our reflection process, that I continue with the question. Like the question, the when I started in the second cycle, it continued till the last third cycle. So I can, I'll be writing this there in the,
Well, you use the words appreciative inquiry.
yes.
That's a very lovely term. You use that. Appreciative inquiry. Lovely.
Yes, yes. That more or less exactly not. I did not go through each and every step or the way it is discussed in the theory or in the approach, but I appreciated what the teachers have been doing and how best practices I gave the term best practices, like what is best they have been practicing. We just I appreciated them and try to motivate them uh, based on that. So that is one. Another is one about the critical friends and their their words as evidences, like you know that i I wrote a mail to my critical friends, the colleagues with whom I worked in the school, other researchers. So you know that I shared, like I kept CC to you so that you would be knowing like what I'm doing with my friends, and they're based on my email and the paper, the first initial draft which I sent to them as reference. They added their words in that paper wherever they found appropriate, and those words I have used there as the evidences of critical friends. Now my question is, like how can I write the like references, like how to write from where sources, like you have mentioned the references where I have, so how to keep that
Well, where
evidence.
is it recorded? Where exactly did you keep that record? So if it's an email, then you say email from, so the
Hmm.
next person, date.
Hmm. Hmm.
So as long as you are recognizing where that data exists. And if it's an email, it's one thing. If it's a journal entry, it's another. If it's a video clip, it's another. As long as you
Hmm. Oh,
date, you,
hmm.
and the person who sent it, you are referencing that. And if it's your
Okay.
journal, it's yours. It's your name and the date.
Hmm. That means they did not send me the exact email in the form of email, rather they have kept in my paper. So
Okay.
this
Well,
is in the email.
all right. Well, that's where it is. You then you put um, response to initial draft of paper and the date.
Response to initial.
And the date of that draft, that, a response to draft paper and the date.
A response to initial draft and then person who sent me and date.
Date.
Okay. Okay, that was the confusion, like where to keep and how to keep.
Oh,
And then I need to write that one email which I sent to all of them in my one of, like somewhere in the methodology part or somewhere in the
yes.
beginning, so that later on the same will be understood.
You need to write it right in where you're describing the method you use to collect data.
Yes, okay. That would be clear. Otherwise, it will be confusing, like from where and how.
Yeah, so it's your data collection process is what you're talking about now. And that's part of the data collection.
Okay, so that's all my questions, and I am still working, and there are so many things to do, and
When
except
do you go
one
back
thing.
to Nepal?
Sorry,
When do you go back to Nepal?
31st January.
Okay. Well, we are leaving for New Zealand on the 27th.
Okay.
So anything you can get done this week would be really good.
I'm hopeful. Let's see. Only one thing I'm worried is like this references. Working with references is not very much comfortable for me. I think other thing I may be how much I can do within this stay. I will do and I'll send you. And later on again after going back home again I will work on it and I'll do that.
Well, I can send you some specific references if that would help. And I mean, we've still got till the end of March to get this finished. So you have time to do some reading and looking up references while I'm away. And I still will have internet when I'm away, but not every day.
Okay.
So it's still possible for you to send me questions or a new version of the paper while I'm away, but you won't get immediate response because it'll depend on where I am and if I have internet. And I'm back March the 9th.
After?
I'm back here on March the 9th.
Okay, March 9.
Yep, so I'm gone from the 27th of January till March the 9th.
Okay.
So I should be in a closer time zone.
Okay, so I can, yeah, so till in that period of time we will be there is possibility of talking in the email, right?
Definitely email. Definitely email.
Yes. Yes.
But I mean, you can send me, if you have a new version, you can send that to me. It would be helpful to me if you could kind of show me where the changes are. So then I could just go through the paper and see exactly what you've changed.
Okay. Okay. Then you are leaving 27 Jan. So when uh, I may take time, but on by which is there any particular specific time which you would like to get my things before you leave?
Do you want to meet again this week?
Let's because there are a few activities left I need to attend, and still I'll try. I'll try, and
You tell
I
me
have
when you want
planned.
to meet and I'll try to be here.
Okay, let's hope I'm also willing to do it. And if you send me some specific references, that would be helpful for me so that I would not be just lost in the
Okay, I'm
in
happy
the.
to do that.
Okay, okay, great. So, how did you find my writing? Like, there are so many. I'm feeling so bad. Like, there are so many articles and prepositions here and there, and you must have been so much.
You know
uh,
what? It's
like,
no problem at all. That's why I'm here, to see if I can't help you. I mean, the ideas are your own and they're very good ones. So the editing is a minor part. So all you need to do is accept the changes and move on.
yeah, I have corrected all because I didn't know that I had such kind of so many errors of the prepositions and particularly articles. I didn't
English is a very
realize.
hard language. It's not,
Yeah.
it does not take away in any way for the quality of your thinking and research, okay?
Okay.
It's good work.
Thank you. And till when should I like complete this to get published in this upcoming journal?
We have to finish it by the end of March.
End of March.
And it will go
Okay.
then in the June issue.
Hmm. Do you think I'll be completing?
Definitely. Yes, of course.
So there are a lot of things to do. Still, I need to work a lot.
Well, not that many, really. I mean, they're only about 3 or 4 things, and I'm sure it won't take you very long at all.
I'm hopeful.
Me too.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for your help and your time
You're
for looking
very
at
welcome. It's
everything.
my pleasure.
And that going through all those silly mistakes, you must be feeling irritating.
No, no, I don't mind at all. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're
I'm
welcome.
so much inspired. I'm so much inspired from you, and I'm also thinking like after whenever I get time, I'll be also helping other to write in the writing process, because it's definitely like when I talk to you, even I find myself like I didn't even realize when I write, but when I talk with you, I find myself more like conscious about what was actually hindering me and what was the problem, and even me myself is able to express which I was not able to express at the time of writing.
Oh,
So it is very much empowering, and also like it's I feel so much uh, what to say, it's really helpful for me.
and it's a great pleasure for me, Parvati. So you don't need to feel in any way that this is hard work for me. This is fun work for me.
Great. I'm also like I really inspired, and I have already thought like I'll be also helping other, particularly the women who are facing difficulties in
Oh, you've frozen on me. Are you there? I've lost you. You there, Parvati? I lose you? Uh-uh.